Hi, Nick Rayball again. Unfortunately, I pressed end as opposed to resume on the last video, so that stopped quite abruptly. But I'm just going to carry on from this point, so this will be the second video. We were here. Now, I'm now, have a little bit of background, a little bit of a recap, why not? Okay, so the Q Planner is a quarterly planner that plans the business quarter, typically 13 weeks, 4 times a year. I am now in the process of preparing next year's planner. Now, what I did previously was try to plan, well, half a year ahead, which was, made sense. But when it came to planning the quarter, so far, I've not really done it as well as I could have done. I certainly haven't reported on it recently as well as I should have done. So things are being changed around. Now, the main projects all have their corresponding folder on OneDrive, 2016. You can see the folder there, which has its corresponding research index, all the documents here, and as and when they are completed, they appear on here with the ID number. One can search by ID, or one can just take a little bit of the name and search it that way. So we've got a recording of everything that's going on. These targets we see here, there's a little bullseye, little dart in a dartboard. These are worth 30 points, and I give them to myself for doing priority tasks, must-do tasks. Dr. James Jack, right 2, that should be Dr. James Jack Hero. Let's just put that in. That's the little bit of branding there. Okay, that project, the Pregabalin Hangover 1 to 6, is part of that. And Department of Work and Pensions PIP appeal is also connected. These are all high priority tasks that are to be done in the first week. And we can see that here. This is the first week. So we've got there at the top, we've got those 3 tasks. And then we've got them here. Dr. James Jack Hero. We can see that's folder 205, 2005 rather. The Pregabalin Hangover, parts 1 to 6, folder 210. Department of Work and DWP PIP appeal 2020. And I have to do this because if I don't do this, I get really demotivated. So I'm allowed to work on and am prioritizing SWeb 6VC this week. And we'll go forwards to next week. Sorry, well, the week after next, I suppose. Second week of the year. Here we've got different priorities. There's just one big priority, and that's Pat's legal strategy. Pat is a magistrate, an ex-magistrate, senior NHS administrator, and a major in the army. And she's given me some good legal advice, and I'm going to follow that in week 2. Week 3 is the beginning of the new Innovate UK competition, and I'll spend that week really focusing on the putting in the what we have so far. The following week is the final week of the DWP appeal, so that has had to be priority. Whereafter there is a blank slot that says work on the screenplay. Now, what I had previously done is I would go forwards and do week 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to 13. However, because all these projects are now all entangled, each one of these in some way helps each other. Every one of these, if I were to stop, let's go 7 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The Wayback Trilogy, for example, is the story to S-Web. It's the story of what happened in the 20 years building the thing. If this becomes a significant piece of technology, the backstory becomes a book, becomes a screenplay, and that helps the technology. In the same way the film The Social Network helped Facebook. So there are connections. Every single one of these can connect to each other. Dr. James Jack's Hero, for instance, is a significant part of the Wayback Trilogy or the Wayback screenplay. Plus my own medical needs. Dr. James Jack is my pain specialist. I have an SIJ injury, which means I'm pretty much always in a little bit of pain or sometimes a lot of pain. It's all about resting as much as I can. That's why I have to lay on my left-hand side when using the computer. I'm not at a desk. Okay, so the strategy here is that only some of these projects are going to get feedback. And whichever projects get that feedback then should become week 6, week 5 and 6. 5 weeks, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe. Depends what the feedback is. For instance, well, actually, this is much a case of collating data and sending that appeal. However, with Pat's strategy, speak to the lawyers. If the lawyers are not interested, that cuts out this. This doesn't have to be operated on in the same. It's not going to be as easy as potentially this route to making money. Both of these routes are multi-million dollars, pounds, I suppose. Well, this is a £2 million grant. Well, 70% of it paid for, which escalates to further funding. Legal strategies, well, I can show damages of far more than the insurance would pay out. So if they take the case, again, this is more like a 20 million as opposed to a 2 million payout, but there's a statute of limitations on it, and I've got to get going on it if I want to work on it. So it's really got to take Pat's advice. Just get that key point and speak to some good lawyers. This week, I've never really had good feedback from Innovate UK because I haven't completed an application and present it. Now, you only get 2 shots at it. You can't keep reapplying. So didn't make sense to really rush it at the end of this year. So I basically had to do these medical admin tasks. I call these medical admin. Week 1, medical admin. Week 2, medical admin. Well, mainly medical admin, but doing preparation for other stuff because, well, I work 90-hour weeks, so essentially it's once you've done 45 hours of medical admin, once you've done 90 hours of medical admin in 1 week, it's exhausting. So I just stick it to half medical admin, half doing things that I like to do. So if Innovate UK positively respond to the new application and they want to start talking about stuff, then that changes whatever's going to happen on week 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Department pensions appeal, that will pretty much be an end of task, certainly for that point. So yeah, there's medical admin that I have to do, but really there's two things that I've really got to work out. Are these the things that I spend most of my time doing over weeks 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, over the first quarter? Am I mostly doing the legal work, or am I mostly doing the AI work? Or am I doing 50-50? I might get a positive response from both, in which case, with feedback I can work far more efficiently than I can without. So it changes the ballpark. Certainly what I must do is complete these tasks: legal, PAT strategy, and SWeb Innovate UK. Complete all questions and get the feedback. Whereafter that DWP appeal must be completed. But hopefully I can just do that a little bit at a time so it doesn't become a major thing. It's just something that's going along in the background. Okay, so as we saw in the previous video, the way I'm pushing myself to get these things done is not to give myself a task list like this. This is what I must do. This is what I used to do. My week would look like this before the week began. And it became too much, far too much, and became unproductive. So CYP is choose your project. Now, certainly on New Year's Day, I can do a CYP all day. In fact, I will. Basically what this means is I can choose anything from the left-hand side. Oh, actually, I can choose anything I want, but if I choose something from the left-hand side, I'll get my 30 points each time I spend a session doing it. Doesn't mean I've got to do well, it just means I've got to do. Sometimes it takes 3 sessions to complete a task, but if that's a task that needs to be completed, I motivate myself to do it by giving myself points, and I have a competition with myself every week to see if I can outbeat myself from the score the week before. The only trouble was last week I also made some money, and money counts as points, so I actually got the highest score I've ever got by about 3 times. So I'm not going to be able to beat that score for quite a while, which is a little bit demotivating, but hey, we start again this week. So yes, CYPs all day on New Year's Day. Okay, that's a happy looking day there. I'm going to keep this up here. This green will change on the day to what the project is. You can see up here at the end of the day, or sometimes before, and right at the bottom, just to give it a bit of design so it looks quite cool. The key project done that day, again in bold. This then gets copied to the document that is, for example, here. At the end of the day, here's the score. It gets copied, and then there could be comments about it, etc., etc., etc. So the day is reported, but unfortunately most of my day is spent doing medical stuff, so it's not a normal situation, but certainly it is good when you can copy and paste each one of these days, including your score, actually is that piece there, into a works report. It looks good. Now, noting that whenever we see something that isn't a target, like here we got that little plank sign with the space rocket and a cyclone and a finishing flag, that's a load of points. That's 100 points for the Planck space rocket, 70 points for the cyclone, and 90 points for the finishing flag. And that was because there was a new, the rayball.co.uk task was completed and it's working. So that's a signal that something significant happened. But here, for instance, there's a little idea icon, and that is followed by an explosion, which would account for 8 plus 25 points. And that could be an idea. And one of these, power sign for electricity sign, sorry, for 12.5 points, on fire, 50 points, space rocket, 100, cyclone, 75, physical, 20 points. So when we're working with other people, this here becomes an open forum for anybody else to jump on board, particularly when working in designing software. These weren't actually about designing software, but usually when you see an idea, these are about the legal side of things. So yeah, look, if maybe I'll do an OKRs specifically for legal. That's actually, I don't have a, well, I suppose it would be part of Teams, would it? I don't know. Fort, I do that. Write that fort down. Fort. There be a legal OKRs question mark. Trouble is, I've just made all of these different ones. 4.4 founder, 4.5 team, 4.6 DevOps, programming, software engineering, 4.7 Q Planner that we're doing now, 4.8 is C-suite, 4.9 is the board. It's not too late to change that around, to have one of them being C-suite and the board, and the other one being legal. I am wanting to show the software, not just this side of it, but the whole thing in a different industry, and that industry has been chosen to be legal, so it wouldn't be, you know, I'm very tempted to do this. C-suite and the board. I mean, it really is C. I have to write the little ands because OneDrive doesn't show the and sign very easily sometimes. See, it would look better with the and sign though. Could be C-suite board. C-suite board. OKRs, C-suite board. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's better than bored C-suite. It's just like, oh, everyone in the C-suite is really bored. Have I spelt bored correctly? I am dyslexic and could well have board of directors. Let's just rename that for now. Just say board of, yeah, it does look like I have spelt it right. Miracles will never end. Okay. But where was I? Yeah, I just changed that to C-suite board. and means I can now change that to legal. Okay, R's legal. Okay, so that's an interesting. I'll now have to change that on the documents. Won't take long. There we go. Go backwards from there. No. Where's... Oh, no, that's OKRs Dev Ops. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this one is now C Suite Board, and this is now legal. Of course, the idea is once the software is designed, all this would do it automatically. OKRs legal. C-suite board. Okay, that's that changed. That's that changed. Just got to change the actual names on the documents. Once that's done, it's an official change. And all this can be done because this is the free days I've set myself aside to working on. Okay. OKRs legal. And that's, you know, can be a more broad for services. OKRs legal. Or should it be OKRs law? No, I think legal's more purposeful. Law could be confused for laws of OKRs. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Close that. And just do the other one. This one here. If this ends up being quite a long series and people go back to the beginning and go, gosh, there's a lot of little things you got to change when you do it manually. Okay, let's change that. Okay, so, okay, that's a fundamental change in. So, because we've done something that is a change, significant change, and probably a good change, that's gonna, let's just, um, video 1. Let's make that more simple. Q1 2024, video 1. Q planner, Q1 2024. Video 1.01. Video 1.01. And this will be video 1.02. Second part of the first video. Should it be 1.01 or 1.1? Let's make it 1.1. 1.1, 1.2. There are actually official video numbers that I should use. I'll change that at a later point. Or should I do that now, actually? YouTube. We want. Okay. The thing is, the OKRs, I've previously done them here. So we can see these were about a year ago at least. January 6th, 2023. Pretty much exactly a year ago. 26th. Okay. So there's a whopping great big gap of nearly a year. Now, do I continue to put them on this channel, which is my channel, or do I move them over to the T10T channel? I really think I should move them over to the T10T channel, because this channel's not supposed to be for technology. All these videos are actually unlisted. No, they're not. What I should do is load all these videos. Okay. I should load all these videos on the other channel. Only trouble is, I won't have the easy reference of date when they're made, which I like. And I think if I can't think I can have them on both channels at the same time. Either way, I can make a 1:6 version of this, which means I should name this video 007 in the series, I suppose. Okay. Videos. 0.1. And this is 7.2. Let's find the name that was used over here. TBS T2 TBS-CC. Wow. Okay, so that's minus 7.2. I might actually, I really wish I'd put these on the other channel. Of course, when I first started these, I believe I did actually start them on the other channel. Let's swap channels. The 10 technologies. View it in the same way. Okay. Well, I definitely don't know where to put this. Okay, let's continue with what we're doing. So, that I did the video, the first video. Gets a 30-point bonus just for doing it. But in this case, there's an extra, because there's the idea to make .8 legal. What was the exact OKRs legal? 4.8 OKR, it's legal. Simple as that. Legal 4.8. And for that idea, now I'm possibly a little bit unnerved by not finding the videos in the order that I really would like them to have been in. So I'm giving this a 25 points bonus. What this also does is it lets me know that there's a new idea here, and I can immediately go, okay, that was the new idea to make 284. And working in a collaboration, this would appear, okay, now this actually works. Working in a collaboration, this would appear on the timeline or as a message sent or some sort of communication to whoever's dealing with the legal side of things. If there's somebody working on my team, i.e. I've got essentially a paralegal intern who I've got the access to for 6 months, say, we would work in this way. We would find the best bits, we would put them in the best order and work on them And as and when I came up with a new idea legally, like here there was one yesterday, called dopamine reduction. There's another one, called FDA tests, both strong legal arguments. They would go into the legal timeline where you would only see the legal points. You would see only the legal points. Yeah. Of course, it was designed to work with software developers in exactly the same way. Instead of legal points, it would be software development points. And it does, but I'm just not doing any software development. Well, ironically, that we're designing software right now. We're designing the OKRs software. So this could be a legal point, and it could be a significant point for the software. But that's sort of the point of working this way, is when you make what I did there, which is a key result, a new thing that benefits both the software, because we've now got a 4.8 for legal, and that helps us because we're saying we want to do, we're not just vacation rentals, we can do any industry, and for example we'll do legal because it is very different from vacation rentals. If you can swap from that to another, then you're very close to most office environments. So that's called a double KR score. A key result has been achieved. This piece of work, a new idea, and a key result has been achieved, or at least has been iterated towards, in two different directions. One, the software's got a little better, and two, there's now dedicated OKRs for the legal team. And if I turn this into a planner, as I am now, you could really see how this would be very useful for me, and very useful for any founder. It doesn't have to be that you're working on legal stuff and on the other side you're working on software development. Whatever you're working on, this way of working by projects and just entangling them together, so as when one result comes in, when I complete that and that, it assists that. When I complete that, well, that makes money. It assists everything else. All of these are interlinked. Okay. So that's today, happening right now. And just let's see how the points would score so far. Equals, count up the lowest score first, which is the light bulb. That's an 8. Then there are 2 explosions. They're 25, and that's times 2. Always putting the score first and the amount afterwards. Okay. Then it's plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 30. So far, I'm at 298, and that's a pretty good score for what is essentially halfway through the day. Even if it is 5 hours into it, 8 hours into it, sorry. 9 to 5, 20, 8 hours 20. Okay, so I'm pleased, but the plan here, weekends is generally when I do software stuff and work stuff on IT. I've got assistants, so the weekend is always a separate matter. I don't put these tasks in the weekend. The weekend is pretty much for, so actually the Sunday afternoons used to be dedicated to OKRs, and maybe that's a practice we should continue. Let's throw that in here. Um, let's I'm not even sure what these projects are, just moving them out of the way. No, I'll leave that one there. Okay. Okay, ours report. Simple as that. Make that a feature. Put it in this Sunday. Put it in next Sunday. Put it in the Sunday after. There we go. Little rules coming along. So, CYP is choose anything from the left to work on, as you please. Next we come to the Tuesday. Now I don't want to put too many. Okay. I'm just gonna. This happens a lot. Something gets put in there, and you're just like, right to the left. Now these are all tasks that isn't necessary. Let's just. Well, this is happening right now. Okay. This was a document I really wanted to start working on, but well, let's just see. See if I can quickly pull it up. I did a little trick earlier and found a way to find the ID. Was to put that in like that. Oh, it seems to be working now. Okay. Now, is this a document that I really wanted to write, or is this a document that I've written that needs to be put online? Is the question. Okay. Okay, this was something that is. Yeah, this is something that is close to being completed. So I've thrown the ID as a nudge to myself to complete it. It's a case of just shoving this back into GPT, asking GPT to turn it into a web page. The thing is, I've been learning all about this stuff. Every night I spend an hour listening to the book, thinking about stuff. So I get better at it all the time. And the worry is if I start on this, I'll start to. Well, that's a worry when I open it, isn't it, Nick? Yeah, this is all good. Okay. I'm going to put these two documents here because these are the only two documents that yeah, web page. Okay. I'm going to add these over here specifically. Okay, grab that. Put it there. Ah, okay, it's already there. That's fine. Grab that. Add that underneath it. There we go. Now I can remove these from here, which I already have, without worry of them not getting done, because they're listed here as big priority tasks with flags that score me 90 points if I complete them. Plus, they're enjoyable. So, the other thing that I really needed to do this week was get those 2 videos done. Yeah, these two videos here. So let's keep things really, really simple, because I really want to start the DWP appeal on the Tuesday just after the New Year, when somebody's going to be very grumpy? No, you don't, Nick. You can move that to here. I tell you what, you can make, yeah, video can go there. CYP, task cancel Sky, got that meeting, give that time in case it needs follow up, then move on to the SWeb task of doing those videos. Okay. Next day's DWP appeal, and not that I want to spend all day on it, but in case it gets pushed back, I want to make sure I don't start putting other things in there. That gets in the way. There's a lot of paperwork I've got to do and all sorts of filing, so getting on with it like that gets it done. Okay, but week's priorities to write to Dr. James Jack, but that should happen after. Oh, that's an alarm. Turn that off. Right, so got 2 days of the week left. I like the idea of doing this SWeb stuff here. That CYP is very tempting, but we really must push forwards. Let's leave the CYP all morning, and here we'll continue with the summary for Dr. James Jack. I'll be summarizing some more of the Pregabalin hangover, actually, so let's mix that up. I think it's 4 and 5 summary. Yes, it is. Okay, that gets that a little bit on its way. That task is entangled with this task. But then in the afternoon, we're swapping back to SWeb, because that could be too much medical admin in a row. That's okay. DWP follows that, which means this day's got to be something that I enjoy doing. Put a CYP there. That's Let's try and swap this day over so it's like that. A lot of CYP, and then this will be a continuation of this, but starting in the morning. Mm. I'm going to put this down here for want of a better place. Okay, so, and then CYP the rest of the day. CYP is choose your project, by the way. Okay. Weekends are we got a we got. I'm not going to put stuff in at the weekends, not now, because they get full up all by themselves. I tell you what, I should swap over to the new computer, so I should put in system admin here. Del 3 and Del 4. Here we'll have contact us page. Sometimes that system admin setting up the computers is a complete failure of a day. So I'm certainly not going to give myself 2 days of that in a row. Okay, we're not really worried about the weekends in terms of tallying it to this. So, yeah. Videos. That's the main task this week. Okay. Here. Okay. Nothing else that is urgent. Okay, so we now move to week 2. So instead of the green, we have the red. Okay, it's quite ominous, isn't it? But it really needs to be done. Now, let's say catch up. Catch up days are very important. Don't know if it's from Friday for Saturday or Sunday. Catch up days are gold dust. So let's just make all Mondays catch up days. Okay, let's just do that for the following Monday as well. And the following Monday, first month. Okay. Catch up and CYP, kind of the same thing in that it's one's choice of what to do, but the reason for putting them there is different. Catch up, it's because there's quite often stuff to catch up on, and CYP is to choose a project that I prefer to do at a time before a more stressful project. Okay, so this is the big day then. This will be dictate Fialo recording. I'm sure I spelt that wrong in my dyslexia, but I haven't. Okay, so let's put that all day. I'm actually going to put it 2 days in a row, which is kind of unwise. Actually, no. I'm going to turn the second day into a catch-up day. Actually, I'm going to change it to a catch-up or CYP. Then Thursday will be CYP. Yes, here we see CYP implying that I can choose a project I like. Catch-up meetings, if there's work to be done from what I was doing before, I must catch up. Okay, but here we're definitely in a happy place. Should I remove that there then? Yeah, let's get rid of that. S-World Day. S-World Day. Okay, so and letter to lawyers, yeah. Actually, I'm going to throw a bit of this in here. So there's a little bit of work on that there. And then this can be CYP here. We're not worrying about the weekends at the moment, so I'll leave them blank. Okay, let's have a look at the Q planner. Okay, CYP, isn't it? It's all CYP for that. It's whatever I feel like working on. Huh. Have I got my timing wrong here? Yes, I think I have. Okay. This just swaps over to here. Okay, so I need to throw in that. That's a bit of a stink bomb, that is. needs to happen. When can I throw that in? Right. I really don't want to be mixing these two up. Yeah, you see, the trouble is here I've got two hard tasks in the same week, and but they are important. Therefore, they must be short communications. Short com. Difficult for me to do, but not impossible. Oh, that doesn't have to be so short. And I suppose the complaint about the Raja team, summarised well, is as a symptom, as a result of the Fahalio matter, can entangle it all into one big project being the same thing. Okay. Okay, I'm going to move the Thursday to the Wednesday. So what are we? Yes. Okay, that's doable. Especially as Monday's free as well. Get rid of those catch-ups. So as it's a nice CYP all day. This isn't directing my S-World focus particularly well because I'm using CYP as opposed to dictating a project, but that CYP does look very reassuring. Okay, so yeah, that's now, yeah. So here's just a nice no stress day. And we've got stress there. Nice day there. Stress there. Bit of stress there, but it's not too much. Okay, then we've got the weekend. Okay, then we're on to week 3. Okay, so here the main objective is the, let's just, okay, now we move that across. Yeah, we'll keep the catch up on the Monday. I think it's the 17th is the day the competition. That's okay, I can work on it, prep. So just going to copy this over. Indicating. Okay, then on the Wednesday, all of this stuff is doing something for the peel, but I should put, well, will be, hold on. Yeah. Okay, that's that done. This repeats here. And this is the same, but without the prep for. Okay, there's not a lot of CYP going on here, and I think there needs to be otherwise. Hmm. Okay. The next week is the appeal, the final week of the appeal. So I've got to get all the data. Of course, this all gets a little bit lost if we find that I'm not allowed to appeal because I've left it too long because I was doing other things. Okay, so I think we're okay putting the week just like that. I don't need to put in what days because there's no secondary task. There's just a load of catch-up stuff. Everything that works here. If the lawyers are interested, if we get Innovate UK interested, if the many different ways that this time can be spent dealing with what's happened the last few weeks before. Okay. So I think I'm happy with that. That is my first 4 weeks planned out per these specialist projects over this timeline. We can see I did want to continue the Innovate UK into the second week there, and I think that makes a lot of sense. So let's just follow that. So we always follow Yeah, let's take one of you, put you there, and no, that'll do. We'll continue this here. Put a good couple of days of it in, just in case. I'll put 1 day in. Okay. I don't want to get going on that week too much. Has at the moment been put aside to completing a good treatment of the screenplay, and it really does. That is a project that needs to be done. All other projects are assisted by it. So I think I must now commit. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's grab one of you. Let's see how you look. Yeah, up here. Or does this look better? Simpler like that. Okay. So, quite simply, it's not a really, wow, I don't know how stressful it's going to be. Let's put a CYP in there, which can always be a catch-up. If I actually have a successful year, and this beginning to it turns out to extend, this will be quite a good reminder of how this year was planned out. Because once these first 5 weeks are past, all the major presentations will have been done, or there will be a version of it, mostly online as well. And at that point, one can start, first of all, mixing and matching, letting the venture capital companies know that there's also a story behind the technology, letting everybody know about everything else, but also we'll have heard back. We've got five different themes here. Wayback Screenplay, PIP appeal. That's a project that will be completed. So there's the S-Web and all of S-World, legal strategy, S-Web, and the book. Of course, the book and the screenplay back up both the legal and the venture capital project. Right. So there we go. Going to change this. Instead of saying 1 to 13, it'll say 1 to 5. Q Planner, Q1 2024 at week 1 to 5. Right, okay, well, that is this project done, started. My next 4 or 5 weeks have been spaced out enough so it's not intimidating. What I used to do is try and do the appeal one day. What I'm putting basically in a week here, I used to put it in a day and then never complete any of it. But as we saw in the previous video, there were 2 more projects up here just a few weeks ago, and both of those are now complete. So we're doing okay. Okay, this is Nick Rayball. It's the 28th of December 2023, and this is the second video of the day, which has focused on the Q Planner TBS-CC OKRs Q Planner app 4.7. That's the 4.7th version of the app. Okay, and now I'm going to write this up here, but leave the video for now. You may recognize this document in the future. Okay, have a great day. Thanks for watching.